Well, hello everyone. It is Mindy and it's Wednesday. Wednesday for you, Tuesday for me. And I'm going to work on my Chuck Pinson painting a little bit more. I'm coming up the side now. I did 2 rows at the bottom, coming up the side, shaking it up a little bit. Doesn't look like a very exciting section. A lot of green and brown tree trunk. Okay, so that's what we're up against. Green and brown tree trunk. A little bit of blue sky poking through. A little bit. Not much, just a little. Anyhow, got to keep working on this. I got to get this thing finished. I'm giving myself October because I am doing no events in October. And my plan is to get this puppy finished. It's super pretty. I'm loving everything about it, but I need to get it finished. Okay, I need to put a little release paper down for a minute to give me a place to set my tray so that it doesn't stick to everything here. Once I get some drills on here on this section, then I can set it on top of the drills and it won't stick. But right now it will just stick. So we don't want that happening. It's kind of hard to get it off that sticky glue if your tray gets stuck to it. So we don't want that to happen. Anyhow, the chuck-along. Oh my goodness, the chuck-along. It went so well. We had a lot of people participate and it flew, just literally flew by. I cannot believe sometimes how fast time does go. It really does. So, Maritza, she popped into my live on Saturday and said that she was really caught up with all of her spreadsheet work. And I was like, that's awesome. Amazing. We will be ready to do our live this coming Saturday and give away all of our wonderful prizes. Thank you so much to everyone that sponsored. It's really, your generosity makes these events just even that much more special. So thank you so much to everyone. Okay. With that being said, this Saturday, we will be going live on my channel at 7 o'clock to give away these prizes. So I hope you can make it. Well, another one's in the books. That's all I can say. Another one is in the books. And that's why I need to make sure I get this painting finished because we'll do it again in March, next March. And hopefully I'll be able to just start a new one in March because this one will be finished. I don't like having them linger. You know what I mean? I have enough other WIPs. I don't need to have more of my Chuck Pinsons be WIPs as well. So I'm going to really work to crank this thing out. I think that's all I have to say about the chuck-along at this point. So I'll see everybody Saturday and we'll give away some fantastic prizes. It's always fun to have Maritza come on. She's always a joy. She's fun. She's just, I love that girl to death. So anyhow, okay. October, like I've said, I have nothing going in October. October is just a month for me. And I am going to work on this and get this finished. There are a couple of special projects I have pulled aside that I might try to do if I have the time to get those done. Tinker around with those for a little bit. And of course, I have crocheting to do. So it's getting to be that time of year. I have one more craft show coming up that I've already committed to. And it will be in November. And so people are going to be looking for what? Oh yeah, they're going to be looking for Christmas items for sure. So I better have some Christmas things. So anyhow, that's what's happening. Anything else information-wise you need to know about? At this point, I don't think so. Oh, November. That's when I always do my November event. I have done it with Angie over the last several years, but doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. So I don't know. I may end up doing November all by myself, unless there is some creator out there somewhere that is sitting there listening, going, "Ooh, I would love to do November with Mindy." So if you're one of those people and you're even thinking about it, just reach out to me, please. I am open to suggestions. I'm open to, working with new people and things like that. And, we'll go from there. Otherwise, November is on and it will be me, myself, and I running the show. Right? Okay. I can't let November go by and not have somebody not do it. I'm the gnome girl, right? Have to do November. So we'll make it work one way or another. We're having a November. All right. I guess that's about it for announcement stuff. The only other thing I'd mention real quick is the Mingle in the Mitten retreat. We're full, but our registration is still open because we only have, I believe, one person on the wait list. We have a one-person wait list at this point. And last year we went through about 20 to 25 people from our wait list to fill all of our slots. So wait lists are there for a reason. Many people end up going to a retreat that were on a wait list. So you just never know. You never know what's going to happen in months and months down the road. Things happen. Life happens. Things change. People's circumstances change. People need to drop out. So sign up if you are interested. The link is still available in my Facebook group, and I believe I did put the link on my community tab at one point, so you could find it there. If you want the link and you can't find it, just reach out and let me know. Okay? I know where it's at. I can find it for you. Alrighty. Okay. Wow. Let's talk about the week I've had. It's been a week. A week. It feels like it's been a week and a half to 2 weeks. Seriously, it's been a lot. So, where do I even begin? Where do I begin? Let's start at the very beginning. Yeah. So let's just start with Thursday. I've told you guys Josh needs to move, and he had secured a place to move to, but his place was not ready in the time frame he needed it to be ready. Right. He had to get out of the other place had to get out and could not move into the other house. So it was, hey, can we come load up the stuff, pack it up, and maybe store it at your house for now? So that's what we did. Thursday morning. We head over there, we load up everything, we get it all on either the trailer, loaded up my car, loaded up the inside of the truck and the inside of his car. Yeah. Got it all done in just a few hours, actually. They had been packing stuff, so there were things packed and whatnot. We got things loaded up, got it all somewhere, And then we came home, and him and his girlfriend both had to go to work. So they took off and went to work. We brought the truck and the trailer home, parked the trailer in the garage where it stayed. didn't even undo anything. But we did have to unload the truck because, well, for two reasons. One was we were going to need it for the Krafts show on Saturday and Sunday. And Dale wanted to go back and pick up a load of just metal stuff that he could take to scrap. So we did that. Parked the trailer in the garage and then went back and unloaded his truck, the inside of the truck, and then went back and loaded up the scrap metal and got rid of that. So that was all done. Everything there was done, accomplished. And then, of course, Josh needed a place to stay for a couple of days. So where is he going to stay? But here, right? So that when we got back from doing all the moving stuff, I was like, well, he has a bed and stuff on the trailer, but we don't want to, we don't want to have to undo all of that for a few days and haul that all in and just, I can clean off the bed in the spare bedroom. I can clean it off. I've told Dale, I can clean it off. There's not that much stuff on the bed. I can clean it off pretty quickly. Well, I did clean it off. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I cleaned it off. And I organized stuff as I went and found some different homes for some things as I was doing all that. So, when Josh got here about 11 that night, and he was like, yeah, so about where we're going to stay. And I'm like, he said, are we going to like get the bed in or what are we doing? I said, no, I got you covered. We walked into the spare bedroom and he was like, oh my goodness, you cleaned off the bed. And I'm like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. So they had a bed to sleep in. Now, I will say this, and I talked about this in my live on Saturday. Around the bed, oh, there's plenty of diamond painting stuff everywhere, and in the closet, but the bed was accessible. So there's that. So they stayed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because, no, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Because Monday morning is when they could get into the house. So we took off. And Dale and I both had to drive, of course, because both of our vehicles were full. He still needed to go to his work, pick up his check. His work is here. I mean, local here. But they're moving an hour away. Now, here comes Dale. He was taking a nap. He's trying to transfer up there, so that's just going to take a little bit of time. Anyhow. All right, a few hours later, let me see if I can finish this video, right? Oh, goodness. Yeah, Dale got home. Dale came into the office. Then it was, we had to do this, do that, make dinner, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm trying to get this recorded and then go for a walk because it's really nice today. It was raining earlier, but now it's quite lovely, quite beautiful outside. So we're going to try to go for a walk, but I need to get this recorded like now before the lighting gets really weird and dark outside and all that weird stuff. Anyhow, let's go back to the week we had with Josh, the girlfriend, both staying here at the house, getting up on Monday, getting things packed back up into the truck to take off. And like I said, it's an hour and 5 minutes away. So it's a little bit of a drive. He had to get his check still and things like that. And we stopped to get some lunch. It's lunchtime. So he had texted me the address and after we had lunch, I grabbed my phone and I went to GPS it, and I had no service. None. No phone service. And I'm like, what? What? No. Dale had no phone service. And I'm like, oh, goodness. I'm thinking, the bill is auto pay. So I know the bill got paid. What is going on? What's going on? I can't call Verizon because I can't make any calls. I can't look anything up. I can't do anything. I'm dead in the water. And I don't know how to get to this place that's nowhere near my home, right? Nowhere I'm familiar with. So we happened to be at a Wendy's and we hopped on their Wi-Fi. And at least we were able to get into maps and get some directions. I actually physically wrote them down before we left the parking lot, just so I would have written directions, you know. And now remember, Dale and I are both taking separate vehicles, right? So there's no way we can communicate with each other. I feel like this is back in the old day, you know, when you're caravanning down the highway with people. And I mean, I remember doing that once. We had walkie-talkies for a Girl Scout trip. Yeah, we had walkie-talkies so that one vehicle could talk to another vehicle. But we didn't have that luxury of having walkie-talkies even. So we're flying blind by the seat of our pants. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I have to go to the bathroom, what do I do? You know, if I got to stop, because I'm trying to follow him, keep my eye on the trailer, make sure everything's staying in, nothing's blowing out, you know, that kind of stuff. What do I do if I got to stop and go to the bathroom? He's like, well, just pull up next to me and, you know, like point, you know, like get over. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, as it turned out, there's a rest stop. There was like one rest stop on the way there, and he pulled off, and I was like, oh, perfect. That's perfect. It was about half to 3/4 of the way there, and that's perfect. So we both got out and, of course, used the bathroom and whatnot. Still no phone service. No phone service. Okay. So we continue on our way, and my GPS was telling me to do one thing, and the directions I had written down. And when he had looked it up, he got something different. So, you know, Dale, who has driven around the state delivering for his job, he's done many different routes, many different places. He kind of had an idea more so than I did. And I'm like, okay, I'm just following you. And if we get lost somewhere, I guess we're going to stop someplace and we're going to ask, where's this road? This is what we're looking for. How do I find it? You know? Anyhow, yeah, so it actually worked. His directions took us like, I don't know, this turn, that turn, this turn, another turn, the next turn. And I'm like, okay, all right. But we got there. All right. Josh was there. His car was not there. And she was not there. There's a van and Consumers Power. There's just all kinds of stuff going on when we pull up, right? So Consumers was leaving. The other vehicles were the guy he's renting the house from and the father. The father is that guy's father and her boss's father. Okay. So, yeah. And they're all talking. They're just talking about this and that. And they've been renovating the house, but they weren't really done. No, they weren't really done. There are still things that need to be done. So, they're going to have to get with the guy and be like, hey, you need to come back and do this, 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 and this, right? So they're making a list. But she had to go over to her work because that's where like the lease papers were and stuff like that. And now, mind you, her phone apparently was working, but ours was not. But we still can't talk to her. But one of the guys texted and found out where she was, and like, oh yeah, she's over at the restaurant, and she'll be here soon. okay. We're just like, why? What is she doing? You know, come on. We're trying to unload all these vehicles and we don't know how to, and we needed to do some cleaning and just stuff like that. She finally got there and found out she had to sign the lease and stuff like that. And it was busy when she was there. So her boss asked her if she could work for a few minutes so he could get some things caught up. But it's not her day to work. It's her day to move. It's her day off to move, you know? And she ended up working for a few minutes to help him out of a pinch. I'm like, oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Anyhow, everything was almost unloaded at that point, and Dale and Josh were trying to install washer and dryer. Found out there's no water for the washer. That's one of the things that has to be fixed. They had to make a pedestal for the washer. Just stuff, and I'm there unloading the vehicles, just, one box at a time, just taking my time. What else can I do? So finally got it all unloaded, and then needed to go to her storage unit. She had stuff in storage. So since we had a truck and a trailer, it was like, well, let's go now and just get everything you guys need all in one spot, So that was about 15 minutes away, and that whole thing took, I don't know, that took a little bit of time. The drive there, the drive back. We ended up stopping at just it was a gas station store, and they had like pizza and stuff. So that was like dinner, late lunch, early dinner. We all got like pizza things to eat there. And then went back to the house and unloaded more stuff again. And tried to clean out the garage a little bit to put some of the stuff that she had just brought. And they've got a lot of stuff between the two of them, and it's a very small house. It's really small. So they're going to have a lot ahead of them going through stuff and figuring out what they can have, what they need to get rid of, what they need to, anytime you combine two people's belongings, Dale and I went through that, I had a whole house full of stuff. He had a whole house full of stuff. And you got to go through it, and you got to see what you have duplicates of and all that stuff. So, and, when I left, everything was just kind of in one room, except for things we knew were going to go in the living room, like, the couch immediately went into the living room, and the bed went into the bedroom, and everything else kind of went into one room to be, sorted through later to figure out where it was going to go and how they were going to set everything up. So basically it was a mess when I left, it was just stuff everywhere, just piles here and there. So yeah. And to be quite honest, this is bare, raw emotion. I was very, very sad on the way there. I cried. I was driving, I'm crying because, it's my kid. He's moving a long ways away. I mean, a long ways, an hour. It's not like he's around the corner anymore, and I can just go see him in 5 or 10 minutes. Now it's a thing. It's a, you got to really put forth some effort and planning to go. You can't just pop in any old time, and So yeah, I was an emotional wreck. I really was. Still am kind of. So trying not to let that show too much to the people around me. Trying to be strong, but the mom in me is just like, it's my kid, and I don't really like him that far away, and certainly not in Flint. Not in Flint. And, they both kept trying to tell us that, it's really better there. Things are getting better. They're doing a lot of work, getting rid of some old buildings, tearing stuff down, renovating, making things better and nicer. And I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't see it, and I'm not happy with it, but it's not my choice, not my life, not my, I just want everything to be good. I want everybody to be happy and safe. And, she's been living there for her whole life. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope it's all going to be all right for you guys. I did feel better this morning when he sent me pictures. Got the living room set up. She must have had some nice curtains. The bedroom set up looks pretty good. The kitchen's looking pretty good. And, you know, here's the thing. There's a girl living there now. And, you know, I'll just say it. Girls do things differently. You know, we like to make things cutesy. And so, you know, there's some like holiday towels in the kitchen, and, you know, it's looking decent, pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's still things that the owner needs to come, the landlord, and fix up still. But, and like today, apparently the pilot light won't stay lit on their furnace / air conditioning system. Pilot light keeps going out. So somebody's going to have to come fix that sooner than later, right? So anyhow, yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. Like I said, quite emotional on my part. And, you know, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But, you know, my kids, I love having my kids close and nearby. And, you know, when he was working close to where we live, you know, I could just say, hey, I need you to stop by real quick. I got something to give you. Or maybe it was just I made something and I wanted to take some stuff home, or, you know, whatever. And he was close and it was easy. And, you know, I like it being easy to see my kid, you know. On the other hand, I mean, her mom and things like that are up there, so I get it, but I think they should have cut the gap somewhere in the middle, you know what I mean? Let's move somewhere in between, and then you'd be like a half an hour away from everybody. But that's not what happened. So that's that. Anyhow, the craft show. Okay, let me just preface by saying this. I did better at this craft show than I've done at any of the little crafty show type things I've done before. Okay, let me just say that. Let me preface with that. I'm very happy about that. I made my fee back, and well, I doubled the fee. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now, looking at what sold, it doesn't seem like I sold that much. I actually counted it up. I'll probably put it in like my next crafty vlog or something, like how many items I actually did sell, things like that. But it didn't seem like it was a lot, but it was enough to double my fee, and that made me feel pretty good. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. That was all on the first day. It was all on Saturday, because on Sunday, I sold nothing, not one thing. Now, that was kind of depressing. But I was not the only one. I was not the only one who didn't sell anything that day. 2 booths down from me, because, you know, there's nobody there. There's nothing to do, no people to see, really. So we're just all kind of, I was wandering. They weren't wandering as much. I was wandering because I can't just sit still and just, no. I was crocheting. I got a lot done. I crocheted a book sleeve. I had one book sleeve and I sold it. So I thought, okay, let me make another one. Just like I sold 2 ghosts the first day. So on the first day, I started making 2 more ghosts, and I brought 2 ghosts on Sunday, and they're still there. Neither one of them sold. So anyhow, I did crochet an entire book sleeve. I just need to sew it together. So it wasn't a true waste of time, but still, it's like, you know. And the people around me that I talked to have done the show before, and they were just like, they could not believe how slow it was. So slow. I think the reason that I sold as much as I did Saturday morning was because they were having like a dance recital there too. Like all these young girls were there, and they were doing their little dance numbers right there in the barn that we were in. Half of the barn was still reserved for tables for people to sit and eat donuts, drink cider. and watch these dancers, apparently. So that's really, I think that was the real draw of the whole thing, and brought people into that barn. I don't know if people didn't realize there was stuff in the barn, or there's so many other things going on there with, I mean, they had a sunflower patch. You could go pick sunflowers, a corn maze, pumpkin chucking, picking apples, getting pumpkins, cider, donuts, the store. I mean, the list goes on and on. So maybe it was too much going on for people to really focus on the crafts and having to come inside that barn versus just going up and down the driveway there, the path. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I made my money back and I made some extra. I'm happy with that. I did have some time to network. I tried to come up with that word in my crafty blog. I was like, network. That was what I was doing. I was networking with people. So I talked to another lady, handed me a flyer of about, I don't know, 6 or 7 other shows that she organizes. And she was telling me, yeah, this one show does really well. This one does really well. And I'm not going to go to anything that's super far away. There were some that were like 30, 40, 45 minutes away. I'm not doing that. If it's within 15, 20 minutes of where I live, I might try it, Since I have stuff ready to sell, I might as well try it. There's one coming up in mid-October that's one of her shows, and I think I'm going to try that one. I'm going to give her a call and chat with her a little bit, and I might try that one. There's another one in December I might try. On top of the one that I'm already signed up for, that would be 3 more. And I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to, try to do a million different things. There's people all over the place talking about different shows. Oh, you should go to this one. You should go here. You should go here. And I'm thinking to myself, I know some of those. I've been to them. And I know some of them are very expensive and very strict. And yeah. So I didn't have interest in some of those. But I did in some that this lady gave me, this whole packet, the whole flyer type thing. So I might do a couple of those. The other lady that came by, and I had a chance to talk to, organizes Frontier Days. She has been organizing the Frontier Days craft show, which is at the county courthouse. I've talked about it before. I went to it this year. I've gone to it every year for I don't even know how many years. I try to go to the craft show there. Very nice. But I learned a lot about that one. I learned a lot about it's not the only place they have crafts for the weekend. There's another location, which I thought was just for like vendors. Nope. Because they've had so much interest in crafts, they've added a whole nother location for crafts because her spots fill up around the courthouse. And I was like, okay, well, now we know. And now we know. So that one's not until it's the weekend after Labor Day. So I've got a long time to think about it. Well, I don't really have a long time to think about it. I'd have to really think about it and put in an application like after the first of the year. But we shall see. I'm going to run out of this color. Well, I'm not, but I have more over here, I'm sure. Am I right? Number 904. I got 2 bags of green in here. Maybe I got 3 bags of green. No, that's 890. I got me an 890. I got me a 904 and a 895. All greens. Does that tell you anything about this painting? That my extras are all greens? They are. So I don't think I'm going to start this color yet because I don't feel like opening it right now. But there it is. I got it. It's right there. Let's pick a different color. You see how that went? Let's just pick a different color because I'm not going to open it right now. So that has been my week, my weekend. Busy, crazy, emotional, just all kinds of things, all kinds of things. So, I survived. I survived. Let me tell you something I did today. Because I'm doing one show for sure, which is going to be close to Christmas. You know, at least it's the time that people start thinking about getting Christmas items. So I need to make sure I have Christmas stuff. I've been looking at a lot of Christmas patterns to crochet, and I placed an order with Joann's to go get a yarn to start making like these really pretty ornaments that I've seen. So I went and picked that up, looked around Joann's a little bit, and I was looking for things to decorate the ornaments with. After you do the yarn part, then you can put lots of pretty little leaves and berries and, you know, things to decorate it. Well, Joann's didn't have anything. They hardly had any Christmas stuff yet. So I'm like, Hobby Lobby, we go. And the other reason I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby was because there are many YouTube people that I watch, and they have been talking about what they call the Hobby Lobby die lot sale. So basically, this is what happens. And I know this because, well, I got to experience it today at Hobby Lobby. One of the ladies was there, and she was working in the yarn aisle, and I said, "Oh, do you have any clearance stuff yet? I've been hearing about the die lot clearance." And she goes, "What I have so far is right there in that cart." She says, "I just found out about it today, and I've just started." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She said, "You can look through the cart," she said, "if you want. And if there's anything in there that you would like, I can mark it down for you because it's not marked down yet." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I would look through the cart, and she said, "Is there anything in particular you were looking for?" And I'm like, "Well, I love the cotton yarn." She says, "If you want to look through them, if you find any that there's only one of a die lot, and you want it, I can mark it down." That's what she's doing, going through every yarn on the shelves, looking for any that had only one of a die lot. If you don't know what die lots are, it's a number, it's on the back of the skein of yarn, and it's everything that was dyed at the same time. So in theory, they all match perfectly because they were dyed together. Okay? So sometimes they get things that have different die lots, and you can't, a lot of people won't do a project with something that doesn't have matching die lots because it might not match perfectly. So if there were any that there was only one of, that one's going on clearance. So she allowed me to go through and pull out some. So here I am. I'm working at Hobby Lobby, you guys. I am going through the cotton yarns in particular. And especially, I think I only really went through the prints. I did look at one color because it matched a print. But I'm looking through all the prints, and I'm looking to see if there's any that there's one off. And I found quite a few. And I got them. They were $1. $1. Okay. They're like $4.99 a skein. And they were $1. I mean, how can you beat that? I probably went through stuff for a half an hour, maybe. And I found quite a few. Wait until you see what I found. So they're all, like I said, they're all one-offs. There's only one. Wait, that's not true. There was one I got two of because there were two die lots that only had one. And then there was a third die lot that had multiples. It was very strange. So anyhow, yeah, she said sometimes people bring stuff back and it might be a different die lot, or they've restocked and they have two die lots and not everything gets purchased from both die lots. You know, just weird things happen. Anyhow, I got me a bag of yarn. A bag of yarn. Okay. It's not all cotton either because she'd already done some things. And so there were some in her little basket that I liked, and I got those. $1.25. I think the most I paid for anything was $2. $2. Now, can you turn that down? Seriously, can you turn that down? If you can get yarns that I can do all kinds of stuff with for $1, no, no, that's an investment in the future. That is an investment in the future for sure. So anyhow, then I looked for Christmas, they call them picks, I believe, you know, the florals, things that you could take apart and decorate the ornaments with. I also looked for the ornaments. I was a little confused by that because they had no glass ornaments. They only had plastic. They normally have glass ones, is what I've heard. The pattern called for glass, you know, just the round balls that people decorate and stuff for the holidays. So they only had plastic, and it wasn't exactly the size that the pattern had said. The pattern had said 3.25. These were 3.15. They were the closest. So I got those. Okay. Yeah. So that was my day today, trying to film and record, and had to go to Joann's, ran to Hobby Lobby. Still trying to get this WIP and chat recorded. It's been a day. When does things calm down? That's my question. When are things going to calm down? I'm ready for things to calm down, right? And then not doing the book live tonight on Tuesday as I'm recording because Brandy is not feeling well. So that's given me a little more time. But now, you know, we're going to be probably a week behind or something, trying to finish this book that we're working on. And I'm just like, it is dragging. It's not horrible. It's just slow. Oh, that triangle is a gray triangle, and these are purple. Ooh, look out. They're facing a different direction, and one is light gray and one is purple. Okay. Yeah, so I want to be done with that book. I just want to be done. And I think we have delayed it 1 week. Yeah, I know we did, because Brandy was sick. Brandy just can't seem to get over this sickness that she has. I think she will now. I think she's got the right stuff to help her get over this sinusy type infection she's got. So anyhow, yeah, I want the book done. I'm tired of it. I'm just kind of tired of it. I want to know, what's the big secret? They're trying to find some secret. What's the big secret? Just tell us the secret. Come on. Be done. Goodness gracious. So, all right. Anything else? Absolutely anything else to chit chat with you about? I don't think so. I guess that's it, folks. And if it's not, well, you'll hear it next time. Or you'll hear it on Saturday Night Live, or you'll hear it somewhere, somehow. But I think I'm good. All right. Thanks for hanging out for a while, you guys, and chit-chatting and listening, or listening to me chit-chat, I should say. And I'm going to go for a walk with my hubby while it's still nice out. And then I can come in and edit, process, upload this video so it is ready for tomorrow's consumption by you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. All right. Okay. I got 2 drills to put down here, and I can't get up and turn off my camera until those 2 drills have been placed. So they're placed. Okay, good. They're done. And now I can see the gray. There's some gray corners. These are corners. They're corners. All right. That's what I got done, folks. I got a tree branch, little branchy over here, and that's about it. Okay. All right. I will talk to everybody soon. Bye, everyone.